Hello and welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at the deck for the Primal Clash on, and this is Vespiquen Yanmega Break. If you're not familiar, a player from the Denmark in the senior division, Jesper Eriksson, actually played something similar to this on World Championship 2016, and he was first. So I decided to build Vespiquen Yanmega Break even before actually he played the one on World Championship. But I still didn't upload it to the present day. And basically, it's pretty good deck. I mean, it have a lot of options, basically. It's very similar to his deck list. But for example, I'm running on, in a Primal Clash on, you're not going to be able to run AZ, bell compressors and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I actually decided to add 4 more unknowns. Also, since that's a standard format and we cannot AZ Shaman, I just decided to roll with double Shaman instead of the triple, and pretty much 4-4 Vespiquen line as a 4-4-3 Yanmega Break line. The good thing about Yanmega Break is that it's 140 grass type break evolution. It can hit for the barrier break for the 100. And the most important thing that this damage will not be affected by any effect of your opponent active Pokemon. For example, if you play against Noivern Break, or Noivern with that ability that says that when you actually attack Noivern, your opponent flips a coin. If it has hit, prevent the damage done to Noivern. Yanmega Break can just go through that effect without actually flipping a coin. The other good thing is that it can attack for free. I mean, ability Sonic Vision can actually attack for free if you have exactly 4 cards in your hand. And basically, Assault Beam can hit for like 120 or 50, depend of if your opponent have or not have tool attached on the Pokemon in play. The biggest concern about this is a Hex Maniac, because Hex Maniac will not allow you to attack, or Garbodor, because we cannot scrap the tool from the Garbodor. So the only thing you can do is actually Lysander your opponent Garbodor and knock him out with the Be Revenge. So Be Revenge Vespiquen is a attacker for, I should say, mid and late game. So basically in the early game you want to apply as many pressure as you can with your Mega and your Mega Break, and in the late game you just want to clear everything with your Be Revenge. So I'm playing 25 Pokemons, which means that I can maximum hit for 250, which is even enough to one-hit knockout Wailord DX. Finally, one-hit knockout on the Wailord DX. Of course, if I have 23 Pokemons and just a single Vespiquen in the active position. Only 4 double Chorus Energy, of course, just for the Vespiquen, and 31 trainer cards. As you might not be familiar with a standard format, Giratina is very dope card. With that Chaos Wheel will not allow you to attach double Chorus Energy, so that's the reason why I actually decided to deck 1 Ranger. But I'm also running from the item cards 1 copy of Equar, because I'm running 4 copies of Bursting Balloons, which can actually put 6 damage counters to my opponent active Pokemon when he actually decides to attack me. And with Equarm, I can have in total 7 times play a Bursting Balloon, which is just amazing, because with the Equarm I can shuffle back 3 tool cards from my discard pile back into my deck. 2 level balls, so I can search my deck for any 90 or less HP Pokemon. 1 copy of Revitalizer, so I can put back any grass Pokemon that I need from my discard pile back into my hand. Special charge ×1, so I can shuffle back 2 of my special energies into my deck. 4 Ultra Balls, 4 V-Seeker, 4 Trainers no 4 Trainers Mail this time. 4 Ultra Balls, 4 V-Seekers. From supporter cards, I'm running 2 copies of Judge, just in case one is prized. I have another one, and I can actually have exactly 4 cards in my hand by playing Judge, so I can use my Sonic Vision for free. A single Lysander, also running 2 copies of N. With N, I can end my opponent down to 1 card, down to 2, down to 3, down to 4, depending on how many prizes we actually have left. But N is always a good card, and it can help you a lot. But the better thing is that Judge, especially in the early game, if you can actually set up pretty well, you can just judge your opponent down to 4 cards and maybe even disrupt him much more than you can do that with the N. 1 Ranger, 4 Professors Sycamores, of course, so you can have constantly drop and basically 7 new cards in your hand if you need. Of course, 4 copies of Forest of the Giant Plant. You really need to have Forest of the Giant Plant in play, because you're going to suffer the knockout with your Mega Break, and you can just in turn have another Mega Break without waiting for the turn to evolve. As I mentioned, 4 Bursting Balloons and 4 double Chorus Energies. As usual, if you're looking for any of these cards, visit CCGCastle.com. You can find a link in my video description. And with the TCG Center 5 code, you can also get 5% discount on your purchase, so definitely keep that in mind. it's very good to know. So let's do some gameplay so you can actually see how this deck will work in the action. So see you in the game. Alright guys, welcome to the game test for the Vespiquen Yanmega break deck. So as you can see, I won the coin flip and I'm starting first. So on the other side, it might be Mega Ray, but I'm not 100% sure. According to a sleeves on my opponent's side, it really might be Mega Rayquaza. So my opening hand cannot be better than this one, to be honest. Since I'm going first, I guess I can have Shaming for 6. Oh yes, it is Mega Rayquaza. So let's go with a Firewall Leather. Alright, another Anom, which is not bad. Another Firewall Leather. Alright, Revitalizer. Another Firewall Leather. Yanmega. So, Ultra Ball for Yanmega and Bursting Balloon. Interesting pick, definitely. One of my Shamies are prized. So that means only one thing. I'm going to play my Level Ball. Maybe I can grab another Pokemon under 90 HP, which can be Combi. One Combi is always good to have on your bench. Then I'm going to play my Revitalizer, so I can bring back that Yanmega. Evolve my Benched, or maybe even active. Let's go with the active one. So Shaming for 6 cards, which means that I can draw cards till I have 6 in my hand. I still didn't play supporter cards, so my turn 1 is definitely very explosive. So there is another Yanma and a Bursting Balloon for the active one. Double Chorus Energy for the Combi. I don't want to play another Combi. And let's go with a Judge, basically. Why Judge? Because I can maybe disrupt my opponent a little bit more right here, so I can definitely have a 4-card play next turn, just because I also have Lysander, so I guess pretty damn good opening hand that was. So only 3 Anoms in my discard pile, which means that I don't have 1 Anom and 1 Shaman are prized. So there's Trainer's Mail from my opponent. Will he be able to find supporter card, Ultra Ball, Spirit Link, whatever he needs? We shall see. This is a Rayquaza, but the promo one who says that actually with double Chorus Energy you can search your deck for the Mega Rayquaza reveal and put it into your hand. So there is a Hoopa EX for that Scander Ring. With the Hoopa you can actually search your deck for up to 3 EX Pokemon. So that Judge was not that good. But it is how it is. So there's a Jolteon who can actually one-hit knock out my Yanmegas, another Rayquaza, and Shaman EX for some support for the setup. I guess my opponent pretty much probably does not care about those Rayquazas, but this one looks just pretty badass. I mean, other way, you just don't want to attack with your regular Rayquaza on your early game. You just want to go with the Mega Rayquaza and Double Chorus Energy Mega Turbo and start to attack with it. So far, there's a Spirit Link attached to my opponent, Rayquaza X in the active position, which means that I can use my Assault Beam for 120 and to basically apply tons of pressure. I can also Lysander for his Shaman EX, but in that case, I'm not going to be able to one-hit knock up his Shaman. I'm short for 10. I'm not playing Ariados, so I'm not going to be able to do that maneuver. So there's Ultra Ball for Mega Ray, which means that he is going to evolve his active Mega Rayquaza. Okay, not bad. And it's my turn, which means that I need top deck, which is a very good top deck, which is your Mega Break, and I'm going to play my Assault Beam right here, so I can hit for 120. Next turn I can probably knock out his Mega Rayquaza, even if he decides to roll on the bench. I have Lysander sitting in my hand, so not a big deal, I guess. But never know, maybe my opponent can find a Double Chorus Energy and somehow Mega Turbo, so he can search his deck. So he can search his discard pile for the energy, but no sign of the energy in his discard pile. I'm not able to attack right here, so if I play Ultra Ball, I will cut 3 cards from my hand. This means only one thing. I want to Lysander, and I want to Lysander his Rayquaza on the bench and pretty much hit for the 100. Yes, I really need to hit for the 100 right here, basically because I cannot attack his another Rayquaza with 5 cards in my hand. So maybe next turn I might not be even able to attack with my Yanmega break, but at least I have Ultra Ball, which means that I can Ultra Ball for my Vespiquen and hit for the 50. Unfortunately, I'm going to be short for 20 damage to knock out his Rayquaza in the active position, but it is how it is. On the other side, he can use Mega Ascension, then he can Mega Evolve into his Mega Rayquaza, but no, he just decided to roll down to the Hoopa and passes his turn. And there we go, there's a nice top deck, which is actually a Professor Sycamore. That means that I'm going to take 7 cards. I'm going to discard one of my Yanmas actually with this Ultra Ball, just in case if I get Vespiquen I can just evolve, but I want to have some more resources in my discard pile. So there is another Yanmega and Yanmega break. I'm short for that one card, but luckily I have that Bursting Balloon which I can play. And I can go with my Assault Beam again for 120. So 3 of my 5 opponent Pokemons in play actually have almost 120 damage each. So that means that I just need 3 Lysanders and this game will be over very quickly. So another Spirit Link on my opponent Rayquaza. So definitely that Judge was not a bad option in the early game, I can tell you that. In my opinion, it was definitely good. Because who knows what he actually had in his opening hand. So there's a Vespiquen for the Lysander, which means that I can go and knock out his pretty much... Let's go with the Mega Rayquaza, who cares? Let's give him opportunity maybe to actually do some damage in this game. So there we go, 120 damage on that Mega Rayquaza. 2 prize cards to be taken, which is another Vespiquen and 1 more Unknown. That means that I have 6 cards right now in my hand, but next turn if I play N, I can go down to like 4 cards, but I have option to go with my V-Seeker and start to knock out his another Rayquaza. So in that case I can leave him without a attacker. The only attacker actually is going to be that Jolteon EX in the active position. There we go, another Lightning Energy attached. So that means only one thing, that I'm going to use my Lysander right here. And I actually have enough resources to a knockout. I have 1 Vespiquen and I have another Vespiquen. And I have exactly 120 damage with that Assault Beam for 2 more prizes. And this looks like a GG because all I really need is take 2 more prizes. And in order to do that, I just need another Lysander for that Hoopa, but he just decided to quit, so let's move to game number. Alright guys, let's do this. So there's a heads, and that means that I will start first. And basically, by going first, we'll try to set up turn 1, so I can actually start to attack my turn 2. So there is a Yanma in my opening hand. I do have double Judge and Sycamore, but I guess I will just... play my level ball right here, and we'll try to take one of my another Yanmas and put them onto my bench. I want to attack for free, which means that I want to discard my Vespiquen in the early game. Bursting Balloon just in case, and Sycamore for the fresh hand of the 7 new cards. So there is another Combi, 1 more Unknown, and also a Yanmega break for the turn 1, which is quite a good. And this is very explosive start. I can pretty much farm a ladder for 1 extra card, and there's another Forest of the Giant Plant, just in case my opponent actually managed somehow to discard my Stadium. Next turn I can just play Forest of the Giant Plant and hit for the 100 with my Barrier Break. And that's definitely very explosive start. On the other hand, I have Sycamore and Bursting Balloon, which means that I can draw even 7 new cards if I need. And more resources. So there is a Trainer's Mail and Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball for the teammates and a Psychic Energy for that Noibat. And there's a Float Stone, which means that there's going to be a Sycamore for 7. So I see the Judge, which is a nice card, which can also help me. And there's a Remoraid and a Level Ball for another Noibat. I played a lot Noivern Break deck, and the Noivern Break is definitely one of the best non-EX decks you can actually play in my personal opinion. So what should I do right here? I guess I should Lysander his Neubet on the bench with that Floatstone and pretty much take a prize knockout, just because he already have energy attached, and without 3 energies, Noivern cannot attack, not even Noivern break, so I definitely need to keep my eyes on energy amount in play that my opponent have. So for the next turn, I can also take a knockout. As you can see, this is a ability on the Noivern which says that you need to flip a coin, and if you get tails, you're not going to be able to knock out your opponent Noivern. I mean, your opponent actually flips a coin, and if he get heads, he can prevent all damage down to the Noivern. So there's a teammates, I will assume, for artillery, and maybe even probably for artillery, maybe even for another Noivern. So he can actually have double Noivern in the active position. And one on the bench with, of course, artillery for that abyssal hand, so there's actually super road, which means that he can only take 1 Neubet and 2 energies back. In my opinion, not that bad. So he decided to roll with dead teammates for the super road. Now I know the 2 cards that he actually took with a super road. And the abyssal hand was for the 3 extra cards, which means that it's my turn again. Which also means that I do have V-Seeker for the Lysander sitting in my hand. Probably I can knock out his artillery on the bench, so he's not going to be able to drop extra resources and fresh cards. I can hit exactly for the 100. And the great thing is that I do have that bursting balloon. So basically, if he decides to attack me, he's going to take 6 damage counters back, because Bombast says that this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent Pokemons in play, and basically is that it does not says that this attack put 3 damage counters on all of your opponent Pokemons in play. So that's the big difference right here. On the other side, again, I have that Yanma in my hand sitting and ready, also Sycamore for the 7 cards. There is even Bursting Balloon in my hand. Only 2 Pokemon in my discard pile, but I definitely stopped my opponent from being able to set up in an early game, which is very important. And there is Super Road number 2, which means that he is going to put back that Remoraid, Artillery, and Psychic Energy back in his deck. And there we go with another level ball for Remoraid, of course. And there is V-Seeker for the teammates, which means that he can grab 2 more cards right here. So any 2 cards with the teammates you can grab again. So if he plays Starly Megaphone, he can definitely take Starly Megaphone and energy and spread damage around my board. Or even better, he can grab that Noivern Break and energy attachment. But no, he just decided to attach energy on his bench. Which means that probably this is gonna be a time to see how lucky I am with my barrier break right here. Basically, I'm very lucky. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness resistance or any other effect of your opponent's active Pokemon, which means that I can just go straight away through my opponent Noivern Break ability, which is just remarkable. And there we go with another V-Seeker for teammates. And he just decided to roll with a Sycamore for 7. The good thing is that I actually didn't have any special energy attached in the play, because he would probably scrap it with his Enhanced Hammer. So there we go, there's a Starly Megaphone, which means that he can right now do 150 and knock out my Yanmega Break. And that means only one thing. I'm going to promote my Yanma into the active position. And we'll try to search. Oh, look at my top deck. So Revitalizer, which means that I can bring back my Yanmega and also Yanmega Break and put him into my hand. And I already have exactly 4 cards, so that means that I can go straight away with that Barrier Break for the 100. Knock out his Noivern Break in the active position, draw 1 extra prize, which will lead me down to 3 prizes, which is just good. And there is double Chorus energy, so yeah, definitely early game and 2 Lysanders gave a huge advantage on my side. So there is a Trainer's Mail for my opponent, which means that he can go and search his top 4 cards for maybe another trainer card. So there's a Xerosic, but Xerosic is not good in this case. And there's another V-Seeker for another teammates. How many V-Seeker my opponent played? 4 of them. So unfortunately he's run out of the V-Seeker, but he can grab Octillery, and pretty much he can grab another Noivern Break, which means that he can hit me for a 150, which is enough for the knockout. And that means only one thing, that I'm going to lose my Yanmega Break in this situation. So I do have 3 Pokemons in my discard pile, plus this Yanmega evolution line is going to be 6. And I'm definitely going to promote my Yanma in the active position, hope to find maybe a Yanmega Break. So there we go, finally time for Professor Sycamore and for the 7 fresh new cards. Will there be a Yanmega Break? Probably it would be, just because I have that Ultra Ball, which means that I might be able to search my deck for a Yanmega in this case. And yes, there it is. Of course, before I decide to do that, I'm going to play my Shaman, so I can have exactly 4 cards to be able to hit my opponent Noivern Break for the 100. I also looking forward to find maybe something like a Bursting Balloon, which I cannot find yet. Let's go with the Fireball Letter for 1 extra card, which is Combi. After I play my Ultra Ball and stuff like that, I'm not going to be able to have exactly 4 cards in my hand, so Ultra Ball, I guess I need just to put down my Combi and Yanmega Break, and this is pretty much it. Let's go with the Barrier Break for another 100 damage. And as long as my opponent will not have exactly 4 cards in his hand, he's not going to be able to knock out my Yanmega Break, which is good. On the other side, if he decides to roll with the Judge, Judge will also help me, because we both need 4 energies to be able to attack for tons of damage. And if he decides to do that, he can basically knock out my Yanmega Break and help me to have 4 cards. But there is the most important thing, Ultra Ball, which means that he can grab any card, any Pokemon card and put into his hand, which will give him opportunity to have exactly 4 cards in his hand. And there's another Noivern, which means that he can go for the 150. And again, I don't have Yanmega Break in play, which means that I'm going to be in a very, very bad position right here. So we are both equal right now with the prize cards. Guess I'm going to promote maybe even... It's really hard to say. I mean, I'm going to promote my Yanmega because I have Fur Retreat on it. There is a top deck. Let me see. I'm still thinking what to do in this case. To go with my Ultra Ball for something like maybe, I don't know, maybe another Shaman. Maybe I can find a way to play my Yanmega Break right here, which is very important. So there's a special charge, so I can definitely put 2 of my special energies back into my deck. The worst possible scenario, if I don't get the Yanmega Break in 4 cards in my hand, I can start to attack with my Vespiquen. But somehow I was able to find another Vespiquen and Yanmega Break, which means that I can easily knock out my opponent, Noivern Break in the active position, and take 1 more prize, which is very, very important, because I'm prize ahead and my opponent does not have another Noivern Break in play, not even energy cards, so I will assume that this might be a GG. So all I really need is take my V-Seeker for the Lysander, knock out his Noivern on the bench, and I think that's pretty much it. So there's a Level Ball for another M, right? To be honest, I think he should have more probably chance to win if he just decided to roll with spreading damage around the board. But on the other side, I would have those Yanmega Breaks who could just go through any kind of the ability and effect of my opponent's Pokemon. So definitely very tricky. So a puzzle of time for the top 3 card rearrange, and it's my turn, which means that I'm going to play my Forest of the Jumpland, via Seeker for the Lysander, which means that I can go straight away for the 100 knockout and basically take my almost last prize. So I have one more prize to take. My opponent does not have any kind of the Neuverin left in a play, which means that this might be pretty much a GG. Not pretty much, but a GG for sure. It was definitely very, very good battle. I was scared a little bit, but at the end, Yanmega Break managed to win. It's a little bit better deck, to be honest, but if you can actually somehow prevent your opponent, Yanmega Break, from doing damage to you, or if you can actually somehow swap, clear your opponent Yanmega Breaks with your Neuverins, you can definitely get tons of luck if you can hit always heads on the coin flip and prevent the damage with the Neuverin. So there's another Neuverin break, but I think it's too late. I even have another Vespiquen, even 2 Vespiquens on my bench who can actually hit for tons of damage, so this is pretty much a, right now, GG. Another barrier break for the 100, which will be enough for a knockout. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. It was definitely a pleasure to play with this deck build. It really works pretty well. It's consistent. As you can see, it works perfectly. So in my opinion, it's pretty good build for the next upcoming Primal Clash Shown format. It can definitely do tons of damage, and it can attack for free, which is just amazing. Plus, Vespiquen in the late game with double Chorus Energy and Be Revenge can even one-hit knockout your opponent Mega Evolutions with like 240 HP without a problem. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more future videos if you like. So stay tuned for tomorrow upcoming video. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave comments below as usual. See you tomorrow and have a nice day. So goodbye.